laying it up. You keep it laying it up. Yeah.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Shane Davis.
And I am Brandon Fountain. And we
Are the Control Burn?
are the Control Burn. And today we have a special guest with us.
We have a very special guest. Say what's up, Dee.
What's up?
So, Dee is outside of being the biggest Controlled Burn fan.
Come on.
Out in the Burniac world. She is the boss at Very Impressive Processing and Dank. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
So I run a processing facility. I've been doing it for 2 years now. I've been in the industry for 3. We make pre-rolls, infused, non-infused. We do a little bit of everything, gummies, concentrates.
You are the home of the Dank rolls, right?
We are.
Ooh,
We are.
okay.
It's funny because I see them all over now.
Yeah.
Like everywhere. I go Oklahoma City and I'll pop in somewhere, a place that I'm going to pick up that has a dispensary, and I'll look over and I'll see some Dank rolls. And I'm like, ha.
Yeah.
It's about
Yeah.
people's.
Yeah.
Good shit, man.
Yeah,
That's
we're
awesome.
doing really good with our Dank rolls. They're definitely our number one seller. We really rock out some Dank rolls.
They're good too. I've had
Yeah.
them. Samantha
Yeah.
likes them. I know you've had them.
No, remember, I almost I almost sold them for a period of time, and then I'm not gonna name no name. We don't like start
Yeah, we don't
shit
name
on
names.
this podcast. But there was a dude that was very, very, very proud of himself. He's not with you guys anymore, but he told me, and it threw me off. Like
Yeah.
I remember because I told you about it like pretty immediately, and I thought about it for like a fucking month. I was like,
Yeah.
"This is the craziest thing you could say to someone." But
He puts a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth.
he like made it a point to like stop me, because I was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" I've been in like the same space a few times, and I'm like walking out the door, and he's like, "Hey, real quick, just wherever you're going, just let them know that," and insert his name. He said, "Let them know that I smoke these personally," and I was like, "What?" I'm like, I thought he was fucking with me, and
Yeah.
he was not. He was
He's
like,
full.
Stone faced,
himself.
dead serious.
I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Didn't
yeah.
you test it just for shits and giggles? And someone was like, "Who the fuck is that?"
No, I think I used that as like my icebreaker for like a second. I was like, just so you know, and I would say it, and they'd be like, "What?" I'm like, "Right?" Like, it's
Right.
fucking crazy. Like, it's as a salesperson, like you definitely have to be confident.
Oh yeah, for
And
sure.
you have to believe. If you believe in what you're selling, like you're gonna do a good
you
job.
can overdo that though.
Right.
You can get a
You
little
can,
too much into
100%.
self-belief to where you're out of fucking touch. But
Yes.
Dude, can you imagine being a brand new sales rep and like you landed that gig for the first one ever? This guy's, your mentor or your boss or whatever, and you go 50 dispensaries and say that dead face every time, and they're like, "Who the fuck is that?"
dude, if you would have caught me at like 20 years old,
I probably would have done it.
I would have bought into that 100%.
Right.
But I've been around long enough to where I was like, that's nonsense. Like
Right.
that's not. I'm gonna use that, but not the way that you intended.
I think that's taking
Right.
faking it till you make it to a whole new level.
Oh,
you know what I
for
mean?
sure. For sure.
But yeah, that's that's
Well, we're
that's
in
golden.
It is.
we're in a pretty like young industry still, like
Oh, yeah.
comparing to
Toddler
everything
stages.
else, and a lot of the goofiness has been kind of weeded out. And if you're bad business, you're fake or whatever, like you're not around anymore. You can only like play that game for so long, and
People get sick of it.
well,
they
you
do.
see a lot of people that have like bounced from there to there to there to like you can like at a certain point like you're the asshole, like if you can't figure that out, it's gonna be tough. Like
Right.
everybody can't always be like in the wrong, and like we've seen people that
Oh, yeah.
It like I never made it a point, and I was fortunate to where like I learned how to be a salesperson in a different industry that's been around for a long time, and there's just certain do's and don'ts that you have, and like shitting on your competition is
not.
never the way to build a relationship with who you're trying to sell to, or even like make the sell. Like
Right.
good dispensaries, they're just not gonna play that game. Like we had a thing recently where like people will call us every now and then and be like, so and so just came in here and said this, because at the dispensary level, like they're gonna entertain it, like they're gonna be like, oh,
100%.
that's crazy, cool, and then as soon as you leave, they're gonna pick up the phone and they're gonna call whoever you're shitting on and be like, hey, just so you know.
Well, and you got to think, me and you have been around before we were business to business. I think both of us started, well, I shouldn't say business to business, but before we were in, only dealing with wholesalers or people that produced, right? We were selling to dispensaries.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot of friends that still, not as quite as many as I had because, there's a lot of turnover. But
we're a little out of touch.
Yeah. But, I mean, I still have people, that'll reach out to me. That's someone, that at a dispensary, like, man, so-and-so came in here and they were using this lab and they said this and they said this about y'all. Is that true? Blah, blah, blah. It's just like, that's hilarious, bro.
Well, at the end of
We
the
get
day,
that all the time, too.
it's fun to gossip.
Yeah.
Like it is fun to gossip, and it's a pretty small community. Like it doesn't really feel like that, but we're pretty niche. And
Oh yeah.
like I was gonna bring this up, I thought it was fucking awesome, but Carrie Chronic, shout out, she's awesome.
Did you see the
dude?
live?
So
Oh,
I
man.
saw she made this Mortal Kombat game. Like it's like they developed like a what am I trying to say? Like it's looks just like Mortal Kombat 1, but it's not, and it's people from within our industry. And like it's literally, she had like it was like picking characters, and it's her and her husband are on there. Kimmy Hughes was on there, and I know they've had apparently they've had some beef because I seen Kim posted when it was basically like, this is childish, this is crazy, like I'm not gonna buy into this, and I'm like, it's fucking great.
Do you have to have a beef with Carrie to get on this game?
I was gonna say, dude,
I'd
make
really like
me
to be a character.
make me like a secret, or like make me the fight like guy in the middle. Like
I was kind of thinking final boss, but what else?
I'll be final. We'd be final
secret
boss.
character.
Control burn, bust out of the background. Like,
Yeah.
no,
Berniacs, go!
Yeah, there we go.
finish her. No, I thought it was badass though. It's
That's great.
Carrie, she makes a lot of noise, but this was the dub.
Damn, dude, I need to see that.
Dude, it's great. I'll
Is it
share
just
it
a
to
video?
Well, it's she's literally talking like they're about to release it to where like people can buy it. I will buy that
game
immediately. Yeah. It's,
Yeah, let me know how it goes.
I couldn't
to be on
tell
that game, though.
who else is on there. I just noticed them three, but there's like 8 to 10 people on there, so I'm like, there's probably some pretty fucking good ones. Yeah.
Man, I don't think enough people hate me for me to have a character on there. Dadgummit, I gotta make some enemies, dog.
Dude, we're working
We
on
gotta
it.
make some enemies, man.
1 week at a time. We're
got
getting
to.
there.
We just need to come out with a real unpopular opinion. Just like, now
I
can we
mean-
be on the game? No, I'm just kidding.
I feel like Neat Media probably has vaults of us saying real unpopular shit that never made it to an episode.
that would never happen.
We went through a period
They
where
may or may not start recording 30 minutes before we actually start the show.
Right.
May have some.
well, it's
gossip
usually
sessions.
the last 10 minutes of an episode, we'll work each other up, and then the last 10 minutes, just like, oh, fuck it.
We've had a few 10 minutes cut out of the last.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'll
alright.
text up like, hey, how about let's just cut that out.
Yeah.
We don't need that in there. That's take that out.
Um,
It's hilarious.
That's great.
So, are you guys? I know everywhere I've gone today, they've mentioned the winter apocalypse coming, starting
yes.
I guess tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to go to Walmart after this actually and stock up for.
Hey, I
for
bought
it,
some
so.
salt like the last time they said the shit was gonna happen, and I never used it. So
There you go.
yeah, I'm good to go.
I have seen now, like, it's funny because I got to like figure out where these people come from, but I don't even think I follow them. I think it's just like somehow it's in my algorithm. But I've got like 3 people now that I've saw. They're like these meteorologists. They're not like on the news or like
Yeah.
I mean, they may be real meteorologists. I don't know, but they've got like a very legit-ish looking setup. They're just not on a TV show that like a TV channel that we know or any TV channel. I think it's just like they're kind of like a online only meteorologist,
They're like
but,
Twitch.
But like one of them has a legit screen, like clicker, the whole thing, right? But a couple of them have made posts like, "Hey guys, this is actually the real deal. It's not a joke. It's really real." Like, and they like give a whole long explanation. I'm like,
I don't buy
I
it.
feel like I've seen this before too, you know?
Right.
We're going to say that, and like, we're going to totally like not think about it, and it's just going to be like the legit fucking winter apocalypse.
No, full disclosure, if there's a world where it's so bad that nobody can move around on Monday, I'm fucking in. Yeah.
Yeah, for
snow
sure.
me in.
For real.
But more than likely,
No.
it's gonna be just shitty enough to where it's gonna be a pain in the ass to work all day Monday.
I was gonna say, why would you say? You know how shitty life is when we have to miss work
No, you're
because
not
of
wrong.
weather?
Yeah.
It's going to be for a shit next week, dog.
That is true.
No,
That is
dude,
true. It just
it's
makes the
terrible.
next to the rest of the week.
Because
Ass.
people still want their results. Whether we can get to the lab, whether the lab's open, you know, we may be out of power for 4 days, and they're going to be like, hey, I get it, but where's my results?
Right.
It's like, gotcha.
Guilty.
Gonna be a couple extra days. I'm sorry. We've been without power. Yeah,
Well,
no, it's a.
that would be a nightmare without power.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, we're prepared now. Like, we're kind of prepared. We're prepared as far as like we've got generators to like keep all the refrigerators going, keep all the samples safe and at temperature, but we don't have enough power to like run the instruments because it takes 3 freaking phase electric to do it. Because, you know, like every instrument we have back there for the most part runs on 220.
No,
not a. These
What
aren't plug into the wall and go type things.
did we go to Dallas last year, or was it the year before? Was whenever that crazy storm came in through
It was a year before.
Tulsa, but it knocked the power out. Anytime
That was a nightmare.
it was terrible because the power. I mean, it was out here. It was out of my house. You have to fucking redo everything. Like it's so if you were on day 5 and it all shuts off, you go right back to the beginning.
Pretty much,
essentially.
yeah. For the most
It's-
part, like if there's a few of them, it sucks, dude. It really
Dang.
sucks a lot. So, but unfortunately, you know, we don't own the building; we lease the building. So there's a lot of you know, things we can't do to prepare for that. So.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all keep sending a whole bunch of samples, and we promise we'll buy a building and we'll make sure we have backup generators. But until then, might be a day or two late if the power goes out.
Speaking of that, do you have any update on the OMMA QA lab? I haven't heard
it's
nothing.
still a thing. That's
It's
it.
still a thing.
ETA to be finished February 2025.
Still a thing. That's all I know.
Really?
It's still a thing. It's still happening.
February 2025?
Well, that's what they said last year. They were looking. They're like,
I
this should
remember
be
that.
operational like beginning February-ish. And
No, we did have an update on it at one point. It was like, I think it's already past that though. Like, I think it was spring, or no, it was supposed to be summer 2025 was the last I heard. And here we are, you know, winter January 2026. Well, not really. We're still technically the winter of 2025, but whatevs. I don't know. I'm not.
it
Seems like maybe next year, maybe the year, or this year. I mean, maybe the year. We'll see.
what holds that kind of thing up? Like, is it?
I think
they're
it's
waiting on
OMMA
funding,
realizing
or-
how much money it actually takes to get a lab going. I think here's the thing, man. I'm not a scientist, right? I just get to. I just sometimes have my ears a little closer to the scientists than you do because you drive a little bit more than me. But
Yeah.
It seems like, from what I understand, the reason
It's
why
some pretty complicated shit.
state-run labs don't really do well, especially in Oklahoma, is because budget is always a thing. Like, yeah, think about it, right? So we get an influx of samples. We have to order more, like consumables, right?
Yeah.
Microvials, solvents, you know, labels. Like, it just like the list. You can't even think of like 2 or 3 items. It's immediately 20 items. We use so many different types of consumables, from containers to gloves to little sticks to get the stuff out of there, to, you know, the beads that go in the grinder, to all kinds of stuff. Like, there's just an infinite amount of crap.
Well, and then having the people that know how to fuck with it, like,
Right.
That's
so
that's a special person.
like
That's not enough.
state-run labs, state-run anything works off of a budget, right? They get a budget. Like, every quarter they got a meeting. I need this amount of money or whatever, right? And that's really tough to do with a lab, because if you have, let's say, an instrument break, right? Now, the state lab probably won't have this problem as much because they're using brand new equipment, from what I understand. So they'll probably have service contracts and all that good stuff.
Well, but either way, they'll have to.
But even
call
still,
a
they'll
guy.
have to call a guy.
Uh-huh.
They'll have to, you know, come in and fix it. I'm pretty positive a service contract doesn't mean you pay $0 when it breaks. It just means you don't have to buy the real expensive shit. You probably still have to pay for, you know, certain stuff.
It's probably like AAA. Like
And
you get so many
if they
free toes
yeah,
before you start
right.
having to
And
pay
if
that
they
discount
have
rate.
so many samples, like for whatever reason they test more samples, than maybe they intended to. You got the whole microvial thing. Like it's a problem.
They haven't landed on a new lab director yet, have they? I'm out of the loop on that.
So. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I know
They
I think
got a
they
new
have
lab
one still.
director?
the Lee Rhodes was
that.
retiring.
Yeah.
Uh,
They haven't announced it.
Oh.
I know they've been interviewing, but I don't know.
Me and Matthew were just talking about this yesterday. Actually, this came up. We're pretty sure that that person's hired. We just don't think they've introduced them to the world yet. Like, we kind of assume that.
Do they have to? I mean, I would assume
no,
they
but
would
I'm
have
sure
to put it on their
I think they
website.
will, but
Yeah.
I don't think they have to. I mean, technically, you could Freedom of Information Act it and figure it out when that person moves into that role. But I assume they would announce it. Tomorrow, or excuse me, Friday is that if the weather doesn't make us all die, but
Right.
Friday is that Executive Advisory Committee.
Uh-huh.
There's a good chance that they may tell them there, which last month, I think, was Matthew's not here now. So I think last month we've gone, I think 2 or 3 months in a row now. And so last month they announced, or they voted to make public comment a thing at the Executive Advisory Committee.
And that's not the thing we went to?
No, that's just the OMMA public comment for the year.
Gotcha.
Or for
gotcha.
I think they do
the
that
proposed
twice a year.
whatever
Yeah,
bullshit.
proposed rule change, whatever. So this is an advisory committee that they had established where it was like different senators and legislators were able to set a person in this role, and this person had to meet a different set of requirements per person. They had different requirements, like some of them could only pick somebody that lived in this county or this county and owned a business that generated X amount of dollars in revenue or less.
That's
and
smart.
this person could pick someone, from anywhere in the state, but they had to have a business that had X amount of employees. Like different people had different criteria, so they could make sure they had a good mixture of whose voice was heard, kind of.
Makes
And
sense.
those people meet once a month, I believe, and then this is what that is. And so we go to that just because you're allowed to go and listen. You just haven't been able to talk. I tell you what.
I'm sorry.
I tell you what.
Bro, I didn't think that was a phone. I was like, what is Zoe doing?
Sorry.
Yeah, we thought Zoe
Like, are
was
you
back
about
there
to
jamming.
just jam?
The
bro?
craziest thing is
She's back
that I
to
turned
crip
off
walking.
my phone, or I turned it down. It was an alarm apparently I have for
I haven't
Wednesday
looked
at 5:15.
I love it. But yeah, so they that's all that is. Is it? You're allowed to go to it. The public can't speak. They're just allowed to be in there until the room is full, I guess, and listen to them talk. But last month they voted that they would take
Do
public
that?
comment. Yeah.
So
So we don't even know if this Friday is going to be allowed to have public comment. This just may be the week or the month that they say we're going to start it at this day, but we're going anyway. We don't really have a plan to speak. Although I have had a couple people ask me, man, dude, it's been happening a lot lately, a lot, but dual carts and assorted gummies.
well, it's such a double-edged fucking
It's
sword.
still one of
because
those things, right?
There's which we touched on this a couple episodes ago, but there's a couple specific products that in which I've read the communication between them and OMMA and like OMMA Legal, and they have a stance, and it's kind of a bullshit stance that which I'm not a fucking attorney at all, but to me, not knowing anything about law, I'm like, I feel like that'd be a pretty winnable argument if it did go that far. But the problem is the companies that are making like the variety pack gummies, the dual barrel vape carts, the multi-pack infused pre-rolls, those are the number one selling products for those companies.
All of them.
So if
Most
you
of them,
if you bring all this up and say, hey, decide, here's all these examples of all these products that are doing it, but you burnt these two, it more than likely is going to turn to, you're all wrong, stop doing it now.
Right.
And so that's money gone.
Yeah.
Or
Well-
you just keep your mouth shut and wait for somebody that has deeper pockets to fight that fight.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
And
I think even if OMMA were to come out, I don't know. I'm not really.
Well, you can always ask for forgiveness, right? But like we just had an example of this last week. We had a return client, hadn't been here in a while. They're one of the sponsors on that Best of Grass that we'll talk about here in a second. But they were going to make a similar product. Like they were going to make something in that world, and they reached out directly to OMMA, explained exactly what they were doing. OMMA said, can't do that. So now you can't do it.
That's
like
why-
now
Hey, but
you.
I
Here's the
haven't
thing.
made them because
Can you though? 'Cause- Go ahead.
Sorry, I've been asked multiple times to make those multi-pack pre-rolls, you know?
I buy them every week.
Right, and
They're great.
I can't find a good person to tell me legally how to do them, and I'm not just going to go willy-nilly making a product not knowing whether it's going to get flagged or it's going to get taken off the shelf and we're going to get recalled. So I just wash my hands of it and I'm like, I can't do it, you know what I mean? Until I get a good answer, I'd rather not mess with it.
I'm not gonna say that if I were a business, I would do the same, because I think I would probably do the same thing as you. But this is what I'll say. I don't know, and I'm nobody, right? But
Same.
You're somebody to me.
thanks, bud. I don't know if OMMA. I mean, first of all, OMMA's not going to take a stance on it. They're just not, because the rules are already written about it. Until they change the rules or redefine it, they're not going to take a stance on it, because the same reason they don't take a stance on anything. Every time they take a stance and put their foot down, someone sues the piss out of them and they look dumb.
Right.
So I don't believe they're going to do that at all. I think even if we were to ask, even if 20 people were to ask at a public comment, I think it would be, we'll have to run that up the flagpole and get back with you, have the legal department get back with you, which is where literally everything. OMMA Legal is where every question goes to die. I don't know of a question that went to OMMA Legal and made it out. Maybe there is one, but I don't know about it. I think it's just one of those things where they're going to continue to say, because here's the thing. I know 2 people that have had them pulled off the shelf at they've been yoinked off the shelf at an inspection.
Right. A dispensary inspection.
Right.
Yeah.
Both times they went back on the shelf and were able to be sold. OMMA's doing inspections every day. So every day a dispensary is getting inspected. And I've only heard of them coming off the shelf twice. That tells me probably I'm not going to say rogue inspector, but an inspector that wasn't locked in said, I read the rules this way. I don't think these are legit.
Well, that's
Pull
the
it off.
fucking problem.
And if I'm a betting man, I'm going to say someone higher up at OMMA's probably like, yeah, don't.
No, it's easy
You know
to
what I
say
mean?
no. I mean,
Right.
it's easier to be like, no, I don't like it.
Yeah.
And because then it dies and it's done. But it's like one specific thing, and this was gummies. The hill that they died on, and because this was like a back and forth that went over a couple weeks. Their attorneys got involved. There was OMMA Legal involved, and it was literally the only difference. Was OMMA said that the gummies are different flavors, so that means they are different ingredients. But on because they buy the pucks that they melt down and turn to gummies, on the box the ingredients doesn't say like whether it's orange or strawberry or whatever. It just
have
says
two
natural flavoring. So every box on the ingredient list has the same ingredients. So they were like, cool, we'll show you the ingredient list of all these boxes. But they still, so to me, and that's where I'm like, this is super winnable, because as soon as they answer that question, when you're like, different ingredients, here's the ingredients, they're the same. Now you're saying no based on what you feel. Like you feel that strawberry and orange aren't the same thing. That's not how legal shit works.
and
Like they could,
If I read the rules correctly when that was a thing, but actually before this even, we were talking about, it got brought up. It gets brought up a lot, actually. And I don't have the rules in front of me, and I don't have my tablet, if you can't tell, so I feel I'm naked. I might as well just be sitting here with no clothes on. Sorry, dude. And, but yeah, no, it's like, the way I read the rules is it said it couldn't be a different ingredient. Like, you basically couldn't, the ingredient list couldn't be different. Like, you had to be the same ingredient list in the bag. Well, here's the thing, man. If it's a final form product, right? If you add something with red and orange and grape, but you now put it all in one bag, You put one ingredient list on the back of that product, kind of doesn't follow that either, because now if you were to list out every flavor that's in the bag on one ingredient list, that kind of debunks the way I understood that rule anyway. So,
well, it definitely depends on where you're buying or sourcing your gummy from, because all it would take if you're truly buying like organic gummies, those gummies like for a lime are gonna have lime juice in them. For like they're gonna have strawberry like puree in some of them, but. So then,
strawberry what?
Is it puree?
Puree.
Sorry.
But no, so then
you're
you're breaking the rule, and that's where we're literally talking semantics. I'm like, out of all the fucking things that you like, people could be like on that would be totally justifiable. Like we're talking about whether there's a different word here or there. Like I'm like, come on, dude. Like it just seems like a nonsense thing to really like in every situation that I've seen so far, they've stood their ground.
Right.
And on top of that, like to your point, how you've seen them go back on the shelf.
Yeah, they can't, like they weren't able to pull them up. First of all, the company that I've seen, well, one of the companies I've seen them pull randomly off inspection is I would say arguably, and I won't name names, but this will probably give it away, probably the largest company that does a dual cart, if that tells you anything.
I wonder who.
Wonder who that could be.
They like basketball.
And it was at one of the largest dispensary chains in the state.
Did they get pulled off because they were a dual cart?
That large dispensary chain had an inspection. OMMA pulled that company's product off that dispensary shelf, and then it went back on the shelf and was able to be sold.
But do you know if it went back on just out of pure I'm gonna sell it,
went
or did it go back
on because there wasn't because of the discrepancy, and there was no resolution.
There was no judgment saying,
right.
Yeah.
But it got pulled off because it was a dual cart.
Because
and somebody
an
was like,
investigator
can't.
said, or an inspector said, I believe this violates the rules.
I got you. I was just wondering if it wasn't like a label issue or some other thing that really had nothing to do with being a dual cart.
No,
but
it was absolutely because of that.
Well, but you're dead on though, and we've said this a million fucking times on here, but there's not enough time in the day, and they don't have enough people to where they're actually inspecting everybody all the time, to where a couple examples of this happening, it started from a place that had nothing to fucking do with it.
Yes, exactly. You're 100%
like
right.
they use like you guys you do like most of the metric, and you're running that. So if you let's say you make a batch size too big, or you do something wrong on metric, if it gets flagged in metric as the batch size is too big, or you send it out for testing and then we can't publish it because it's over. That's those moments. Like if you ever have to make a metric ticket,
right?
Those are the moments where they're kind of using that to really like look at what you're doing.
100%.
I was going to say, to kind of clarify that. So let's say, for instance, this, and I'm definitely not going to name names, but there was a rather large company who had a misunderstanding of what the rules were. So prior to final form, distillate had to be tested in a different batch size, I guess, so like you hear 4 liters, right? Like 4 liters is a batch of distillate, right? So that's different than 1,000,000 milligrams or 1,000 grams, right? That's totally different. This particular company was, like a lot of people pre-pack or the final form rule, was making their batch sizes dependent on the batches of distillate. So they were, whatever 4 liters of distillate made is what their carts were. Well, that would make their batch sizes too big, because that's just how it would work. And they had ran this product for a long time after the final product rule. One time they made a goof and they put a batch number incorrect, and so they caught it in testing. I think actually we caught it because we were like, hey, the one on the sample field log says this, but the one you sent metric is this. Which one should it be? And unfortunately for them, the one on the field sample log was correct, so the one on the metric manifest needed to be changed. Well, the only way we can do that is with a metric ticket. That metric ticket flagged that. Now, they had already been testing it for several months, and it had gone through, passed, no problem.
Right.
But because a metric ticket had to be open, they caught it and they locked that and every other one down, so we couldn't publish results to it. And the only way for them to fix it was fix your batch sizes and resubmit every one of those tests.
I've had to do that.
But we
once.
still had to finish the tests and publish them. They still had to pay for them, but they couldn't do anything with it. Right. It sucked because it was like, I want to say 12 or 13 cart screens.
that's a rough one.
Yeah,
for sure.
And that's how it happens, though. That's how each, like, when we see it, that's why our buttholes pucker when we have to open a metric ticket on certain things, especially if it's somebody that hasn't gone through that before, because we're like, shit, do they know? I hope you're, because we can't see that. Like, we can't see what your batch size is. Like, most of the time, I think. I don't know. I'm not a metric person, but for the most part, there's a lot of things that you can do on your end that could be just dead ass wrong that we'll never be able to, like, help you and tell you, like, hey, by the way, this is wrong. So that's why, you know, I said we were like, shit, we got to open a ticket. Like, you sure you want to open this ticket?
Yeah, it's rough. Right. Oh, every time I have to open up a metric ticket, I just I pray every time. I'm like, oh, please just let it just be simple.
The littlest thing.
And I save everything they say to me. I save that. I have it in everything, and that's saved me multiple times on getting inspected and then being like,
but right here
they were like, who told you to do this? And I'm like, y'all did. And they're like, and they're like, well, can you show me? And I'm like, absolutely. And I'll show them, and they just kind of tuck their tail and like, cool, and run with it, you know. And I'm like, yeah.
And that is why they don't tell us shit.
Right. No, literally.
Dude, I used to have my inspector's cell phone number, and I could text her and I could call her, and literally, like, she would help. But like me and him have learned through many years before we fell into this that anything out of your, like, direct control, you don't promise, you don't guarantee. You, like, if you pay attention, like any of my customers out there, like they can attest to this. Everything that I say, there is a slight caveat.
Oh yeah, you guys always be giving disclaimers.
Ought to be, if everything goes right, like that's what we're planning on. Like, there's literally, I always give myself just a small little corner of life happening, because I do
the same thing when I'm talking to people that I'm doing, like, you know, splits with or anything. I'm like, it should be this, but I'm not making promises.
Splits are the fucking worst.
Oh my gosh.
Which, here's the thing: if you've got somebody that you trust, is the most important thing.
It is. I've learned that.
Well, in the beginning, it was always like, you know, my average yield's like 11%, like, you know, blah, blah, cool. And then, or they would like, here, give me a couple pounds so I can run it and see what the yield, dude, this yield is great. And then you get to the other end of it, and, you know, only got like 3.5% off it, dude. Like, and it's like,
what? Yeah.
Hey man, like it can't happen every time. Like if that shit does happen, like it is a real thing, and that's why it's really easy to kind of lean on that. But if you don't, like, I learned from somebody when I got into this, like, it's a different group of people that are attracted to our world, and you can't, like, you can't come in like all aggro. Like, it's not a, you know, it's not a, like a machine shop. Like, you've got to you've really got to be motivating in a sense that it's, and I'm not trying to group everyone up into like one category, but you've definitely got to, you got to make people feel appreciated.
100%.
And you should do that in every walk of life, but it's so fucking important when you're doing business with anybody to make sure they're happy. If you're happy and they're happy, like, I know people get caught up on kissing and telling, and you know, I got this much, or they did this deal with me, and I'm like, dude, like, that's such a crazy way. Like, I don't care what anybody else makes. I don't care what anybody else is doing. Nice. Like, as long as I'm happy with what's going on with me, as long as our business is mutually beneficial, I'm in. Right. Like, I'm down to let people win.
Right. Same. I'm the same way.
So I don't want to change the subject, but I'm going to change the subject.
You're going to do it.
Yeah, dude. So I've been dealing with this, like, you know, I try not to, like, text during the show.
You're supposed to buy the cream and then
facts, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Then put it on. Yeah. With it. I try not to, like, you know, like, be too distracted during the show, but, like, sometimes there's just stuff like you have to deal with, right?
I just had one of those.
This was one of those, and it made me think, because I've had to do this a lot lately. So I'm dealing with a situation right now.
Mm-hmm. This is live action.
Obviously not going to say names. Again, we do a lot of not name saying.
Yeah, no names.
Yeah.
We're trying to get along with everyone.
But this is the second time I think second time this month. Probably this
year.
Happened second time this year. 8 or 10 times in the last 2 months, where the text message, and I'll just read this part because people just don't like. It's sad, bro. Like, it makes me sad because it's like, damn, dude. I hope the industry is not all going to this. This is what I got today. Hey, Brandon, can you please double check those blank test results? They have to shut down tomorrow, so we need those test results in so they can move that flower from to their dispensary.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and like,
it's a bummer.
That's the lucky ones because they have a dispensary that's not shutting down.
Right.
I get a lot of them that's like, we had one last year actually that they put in test results. They didn't have any, for whatever happened, they realized that they were going to have to shut their doors per OBN or OMMA, and they had like less than the 5 days we ask to people to be patient.
Right.
And I think we were able to squeeze it out and get it done because it was like 3 days, so it was just enough time for micro to get done. But yeah, dude, like we've had to fight the clock on a lot of people because if we don't get the test results done, if there's not a license to publish it to, there's nothing they can do with that product
just
legally.
Stuck in the ether.
That's the cool thing about having a processing facility.
Dude.
Some of these have been processing facilities.
Don't give away too many
you know what I mean?
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can make shit work.
What she's saying is if you know the government's about to shut you down, holla at Dee. She'll take it.
Yeah.
Well, and with that person specifically, they have like around 60 pounds of fresh frozen that they were wanting to move, but
that's a niche product.
Well, right, that's the like fresh frozen was law.
We're talking about different people, dog.
Oh, are we?
Well, yeah, because
the one that I'm talking about it has a dispensary. They're trying to move it over, and the results are in, and they got to have them done before Friday.
Well, when you said fresh frozen, I was like, how the hell are they moving fresh frozen to a dispensary? So I thought it was a different.
No, they want to move it to a processor.
Gotcha.
Because they did a harvest, and they've got to literally have it on ice. Man. But I can't find anybody who even wants because. With 60 pounds of fresh,
it's hard.
It doesn't turn into a lot.
Right.
No, you can make rosin.
You're making a whole lot less than one brand. But even that, you're making a whole lot less than one batch of rosin.
Oh, yeah.
So a lot of processors is not worth their time.
No, it's not.
And it's not like it's not worth their time. It's like it's not cost advantageous of them.
Right.
Like you almost have to pay someone to do it and just, know that you're going to pay them, send it to them, and they're going to give you back all that they get, which sucks because you're probably going to pay more than you'd want to because they have to treat it like a whole batch, right?
Well, at this point,
it just sucks.
I'd throw a Hail Mary. You know what I mean? I'd be like, here, I'm going to give this to you. And
you have
if you do something with it, cool.
I find that a lot happening.
Yeah.
That happens a lot where people just be like, here, you can have this. Do what you can with it.
With that being said, this is funny, and I obviously won't say names again, but I have a buddy that it's so funny because we have like groups. It's like like our little segregated freaking industry. We've got like about 4 or 5 different groups of Asians over here. We've got the Russians. We got some Ukrainians right here. We've got some what's the other like not Russian, not Ukrainian, but they make that dope ass AK-47. Serbian, yeah.
The
I said they
Serbs.
make the dope ass AK-47s. Yeah. I love Serbian AKs. Anyway, but so this I don't remember which one of those. It was one of those 3. It was like either Ukrainian or Russian or something like that. But they had a lot of weight to like biomass.
Did they have to waste it all?
No, they had there was somebody that I know that they basically were like, hey man, we don't have time. Can you take this? We'll figure it out. Like and he, reluctantly was like, all right, fine. And now they're like every day like, hey man, where's the money? And it's like, hey man, you put this shit on me last minute. And I'm sitting there like, hey bro, I think bodies go missing with those folks. I would probably just, try to make sure you get that shit handled buttoned down, brother. Like
I handle
Yeah,
that first, actually.
Yeah, right. It's unfortunately, and I'm not, I'm not a man. That's a really tough topic and a hard.
Fucking
There's
say
not a
it.
way that like I say it and I don't sound like an asshole, but
Do you want me to go tell people that you do whatever you're about to say to make it, let them know that it is cool?
but like, so this industry was kind of built, like in Oklahoma specifically, we were kind of built on the mom and pops
Street
making it
game.
happen. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
small business, and
Yes.
that's a really tough thing because sometimes you're in an industry where it's all only mom and pops, and there's not first of all, that just doesn't happen. The cream's always going to rise to the top. The bigger companies are always going to, rise.
Right.
But it's just sad here, right? Because there's been this industry in Oklahoma was really founded on the grassroots effort of local people, and it really is right now like they're the ones that are dying off the quickest in the industry.
So sad.
And that's what I was trying to say is I hate to say like an industry sucks if it's only all mom and pops, but like you definitely. It's definitely not a bad thing to have a few big actors, right? Because they will sometimes set the tone for quality, which is very much needed. Sometimes the smaller companies, not all of them, but sometimes the smaller companies are making something that's probably not the best in the world. And by best, I mean like the safest, because they have the lack of knowledge. And the bigger companies can kind of... They know because they know the civil, they know the civic liability.
Source the right
so they're going to
people,
source the
too.
right people,
Yeah,
right
yeah.
things, so
They
on and
know
so
the
forth.
right people,
and they
too.
kind of
Right.
help the industry elevate with knowledge, right?
Well, you got to have tiers.
But it's also really
There
sad
has
to
to
see an
be
industry
tiers.
that's only all big guys and there is no little guys, because it's like doesn't feel as wholesome now.
Right.
Doesn't make me warm and fuzzy inside. But man, we are seeing a lot of the now we've been blessed to see a lot of the small mom and pops that have turned into the big guys, right?
Yes.
Like JKJ, right? JKJ was a
Bro, Dank Bank.
very well, yeah,
Dude,
really,
I mean,
Bang Bang, yeah,
it's-
absolutely, 100%.
We started out with one store. Now we have 5 and 3 grows processor.
Well, and all the You Suck vapes.
Yeah.
Ryan's just a hustler, bro.
Well,
like,
14 of those.
and y'all hustled. He hustled the the vape side of it, and he still. And they're totally separate, right? But you guys did, man. You guys freaking started off doing, what, just like some pre-rolls here and there, and
Oh yeah, like when I
Now
first
you've got-
started 3 years ago, we were literally just making dank rolls,
Right.
and hash rolls, which we don't even really do anymore. I'm actually getting ready to bring them back, but they dropped off once we started other things.
No, I remember the ice water machine was never not running.
Yeah. We used to make rosin, and so those were kind of our 3 top products. Right now, I have 6 different SKUs of pre-rolls. All of those have like multiple SKUs within those, so like my dank rolls, I have 10 to 20. My Mr. Moneybags have 16 SKUs that stay the same.
Bro, that's my favorite slot machine. If I go, I'm not a
Mr.
gambler,
Moneybags, yeah.
but when I go to the casino, Mr.
Yes.
Moneybags
Same.
is my fucking one.
Same.
D. It's
Yeah.
not just me that chases squirrels. You see that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
All right.
And then we've got our VIP rolls, which are our premium ones. They have 8. We have 8 strains that stay the same.
Are those the 2-grammers?
No, they're just 1 gram full flower infused pre-rolls. There's 8 flavors.
You guys did a 2-gram blunt once, didn't you?
We do. We still have it.
You still have it?
Yep,
Okay.
we do. We have that, and then we have our diamond dogs, which are little, dog
Dog walker
walkers.
type thing, yeah.
Those are a
That's-
2-pack. Yeah, those are a
Them's the
2-pack.
best.
Bro, I love those
And they're
too.
diamonds
That's
and
stupid. I
sauce
don't know why. I love it.
infused. So those are good. And then I also have our full flower pre-rolls, which are our red eyes. And those are our newest products. So they're just our Operation Grow flower in a pre-roll form.
That's what I was
And
just
we
about
call
to
them
say.
red
You know
eyes.
why? Because here's the thing. I promise y'all that are listening to this, like, maybe we bring somebody on here that's not your favorite brand, but we bring people on that we know and we like. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to sit here
Aw.
and pretend that someone's like, yeah, this product's great. And really in the back of my mind, man, I'm some dog shit.
No, unless you're putting money in my pocket.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be,
If I
if
tell you that this person sponsored this episode, you can question it a little bit.
A little
Right.
bit, yeah.
A little bit.
We're,
No, I'm
you know,
kidding.
we do have, you know, values.
We do live in a
but
capitalist society, guys. No, I'm kidding.
I got rent to pay.
yeah, I got
For
bills,
real.
bro.
So,
no, but that's
if you want to
to
sponsor the Controlled Burn, please
Facts.
reach out at that email
Good
below.
plug,
We
yeah.
are actively looking for sponsors, and we will talk very highly of your shit.
We've got a super cool pitch deck and a lot of burnouts, not burniacs, because we don't call them burniacs. It's weird. It's not
You
even a
decide.
word.
We know the truth.
I like Berniacs.
Damn it, D.
I know.
That's
I
just because
know.
you like
Clip it.
Shane better than
Zoe.
me.
No,
Clip
that's
it.
not true.
It's all right.
I like Berniacs though. I think it.
If-
D,
Flows.
who's your favorite? Who's your favorite person to deal with? Me or Shane?
Shane's
guarantee-
easier to get a hold of.
That's 3 times in 24 hours.
Shane just texts me
'cause
back
Shane
faster.
don't do shit. Sorry.
No, well, that's what me and him,
That is the epitome of our relationship with everybody, I think.
Is it?
so we don't compete against each
No.
other with customers.
Right.
Any traditional like sales team or like usually it's competition from within, which is good and it's healthy. But me and him operate the best when we're symbiotic. Like he can talk to whoever is like my customer and then vice versa. But he's great at shit that I am not. Like
Right.
because he does spend
And
more
vice
time with
versa.
the
And
technicians.
the main thing that he's better at than me is responding.
you can well it's a brain thing. Like if
100%.
for me
I
if
tick different.
I get a missed call, it's you know, obviously I want to be professional. I want to, you know, answer it or call back, whatever bullshit. But in truth, it causes me anxiety knowing that
Knowing that you have
that's a thing I need to deal with. And if
I
it
don't
builds
have
up,
that.
well, right.
that setting.
It's I have that. Like if I start something, like I won't take a break for 12 hours to get it done. If I know that it's dependent on me finishing it, like I freak out and do it. But like with people missed calls or texts, I have to check them off.
Shane, bust your phone out. How many red badges are above your phone and your message button?
Oh, unread text.
Yeah, unread text and
You
missed
said that
calls.
so fucking complicated.
Well, I just didn't.
Unread text.
I wasn't sure if you would understand that. I'm sorry.
Hold on, I just really talked myself up on this, and I have quite a few.
Okay. Well,
I have 0. I
do you
have to
have-
have it at 0.
You have 0?
Like I have to have it.
I have
at 0.
272, but I promise all 272 of those weren't customers. Promise you that.
yeah, well, I was going to say, a lot of it's spam, right?
Yeah, a lot of it's bullshit.
Gotcha.
So,
Or
mine-
things that I one day wanted to like not click on, so I go back and read
You
it
guys
fresh.
have iPhones though, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, iPhones are like the worst at that because my work phone be doing that too. It's an iPhone, and
Are you a
it'll
green
show me
bubble?
like, huh?
Are you a green bubbler?
Yeah, I totally I totally have an Android. I can't.
Oh,
I have a
I see you used to be a blue bubbler.
well one
Work
of
phone.
work phone and then my
and that's right, because that's the iPhone.
I
'cause I
talk
have
to you
both
guys on my
saved.
work
Yeah.
phone. Yeah.
Hold on, hold up. So we've got the work number.
No, you guys have my
I was
real
about
number
to say,
too.
hold on, bro.
You guys have both. I remember you guys calling me one time and being like, "So which number am I calling you guys on?" Because you guys were like, "I have 2 numbers for you," and you guys were like together or something. You guys were like, "Which one am I supposed to be talking to?"
Yeah, right.
And I was like, "Well, really, I'd like for
fine.
you guys to go to my work phone. It's just easier to keep track of."
You don't want to be like in the position that you're in. You don't want people
No.
reaching out to you because
Oh,
like
man.
with what we do, we don't look at what we do as like a Monday to Friday.
Yeah,
like
we don't
get off
turn
at
it
5.
off.
It's
It doesn't work.
a
Gotcha.
part of what makes us like able to be in this realm and successful is we've got to be available,
Right.
and that's part of our pitch. Like you can call me whatever anytime, and it's just how we operate. Whether nobody told us to do
Right.
that, nobody like it's not like a rule with when it's just
It makes for a
we're
good salesperson.
salespeople.
It makes
and-
for a good salesperson. It really does.
well,
It's-
at the end of the
yeah.
day, if you can't get a hold of us, you're gonna call somebody else.
Right.
Like if you have a problem, like that's why you're calling us.
For sure.
And if we're not responsive or we don't come with solutions, then you're gonna call someone else, and then we become irrelevant. So
My customers, our customers, like let me rephrase this. So a lot of all companies, most companies that have a sales team, right? They have dedicated salesperson, and that person's pay is dependent on what their customers do, right?
Right.
We don't do that here. And even Matthew, when we were talking about bringing Shane on, he was like, you ought to give him some of the customers that you don't talk to real well so we can get him a portfolio built up. And I'm like, hey, bro, me and Shane, we're both salesmen by, like, to our truest form. And we're also extremely competitive individuals, but we're also best friends of like 20 years. You can't make me and him, you can't make our paychecks depend on outselling the other person. That won't work.
Right.
Well, and you
because
could
we're
never
best friends first.
Right.
You couldn't do our system with, like, we couldn't do it with anybody else. Like,
Right.
Exactly.
It wouldn't work, for
because
sure.
the trust thing, like, I know that if shit hits the fan and I wake up and I'm like, I feel dead today, I'm gonna go back to bed and not answer my phone the rest of the day. I know, regardless, people are gonna be pissed off at me, but
right.
I can text Shane if I can muster the strength to say, a company's name. I know that he can call them, and he may not know of a situation that I've been dealing with him, but he can figure it out.
Right.
I mean, the dude knows my passwords to life. I know his passwords to life. If he needs to, he could log into my damn computer and read my emails or, whatever. But yeah, like, just like he was saying, that's just how it is. I've got customers. It's just a big pot, right? We don't split. We get paid a salary and we get a commission based on how the company's doing. That's all our sales based off of. So if Shane ever pisses you off, you can call me, and it doesn't do anything to him. Vice versa. There has been plenty of people, I promise you, especially with me, that my ability or lack thereof to be extremely respondent has made them want to deal with Shane more. So there's that. But I still get paid on it, bitch. No, I'm saying.
We're fucking fortunate.
Yeah, I have customers that have my location. Ask Shane. He's
crazy.
Not quite like,
hell no.
He's like, nah,
bro.
Yeah, look, that's
Bro,
a little
That's crazy. No,
got-
he's got. I mean, I would say, not even exaggerating, I'd say you've got a minimum of 10 people that know your location at all times. I'd say minimum.
So when I counted, it's funny, this came up a week or so ago, and I counted it out.
I don't want people knowing what the fuck I'm at.
So 31 people had my location. Or no, sorry, 34 people had my location.
34.
And 3 of them, I didn't have theirs, but they had mine because they didn't share it back, and I don't give a shit. But to be fair, one of them is Debbie, the owner of the lab's wife and mom.
Yeah.
The other one
That's
was
Debbie.
Ed.
Yeah, Debbie's
Ed,
great.
I talked to Debbie.
which is Matthew's
Debbie's
dad.
great.
She's a hammer.
And the other one was Tiny, because he got a new phone and hadn't added me back to his location, I'm assuming, or he's just like, I don't want you to know where I'm at. So I'm like, whatever, you can have mine. I don't need
Sometimes I'd be lying. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm busy, and then
I
I'll
can't,
be
bro.
at the movies.
I can't lie. I just have to. That's what Matthew. It's so funny, dude. Not now. Now it's just like known. But back in the day, like, he would call me, and middle of the work day, and he's like, "Where are you at?" And I'm like, "I'm at the mall." And he's like, "What the fuck do you mean you're at the mall?" And I'm like, I need to come to the mall to grab something for Samantha's birthday or whatever. He's like, in the fucking middle of the work day? And like, finally it got through to where it wasn't the thing. I'm like, hey, dog, if I go to do shit on the weekends, we don't do this time. I don't clock in, dude. Like, sometimes I got to handle personal shit in the middle of the day. But I promise you, if there's an event on Saturday, I'm going to be there with my OKCTL swag on.
Right.
And I don't expect anything out of it. So he's like, I wish you would lie to me. I'm like, you have my location. I can't lie to you. He's like, okay, that's fair. I'm like, hey, man, how about this? How about if you don't want to piss yourself off during the day, you just don't look at my location if you can't find me, just in case I'm drinking off.
That's what my kids. You and my kids and my wife have my like cell phone location,
Right?
And they fucking bug me enough. They're like, I'll get a random text like if I'm walking through Walmart, like, what are you getting me? Like, hey man,
You want to
My
lose
kids
your
do the same
location
thing.
access? That's how you do it.
My kids do the same thing. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I have an overwhelming amount of people that I share location with. Like I would say like 12 or 15 of those people are just customers only. I don't know them outside of work, and they're just customers.
At least you're never gonna go missing. And
But I
nobody
have
know where
theirs
you
too.
are.
Like I share it, and I don't even expect. Like I don't care, but they'll just share it back. So like
That would bug me.
I have a
Like,
customer.
if I'm sharing my location,
Yeah.
you fucking better share yours back. Like,
Yeah.
that would be a conversation. But hey, man, I noticed
Yeah,
a couple
that's
weeks
fair.
ago that you didn't do that. Like, you ready to do that now? Like,
Here's the thing, man. If it's someone that I don't know that well, I'm like none of them are like brand new people that I've just met. Most of them I've been my customer for 2 years or so.
I would say that's your second step into friendship. You're like, we're friends, location. Like,
I mean, there's
you lead
definitely
with it.
like the CIA could penetrate that force for sure. Like that, I'm not worried about that. But no, like they've been my customers for a little bit. But yeah, I have one that he travels a whole lot. Just a young man that owns a pretty decent sized cannabis company that. And does a whole lot of traveling, man. And so, honestly, it's funny because I had to get a new Apple account just a while back, and I shared my location with everybody, and then he sent it back and he was like, I shared my location back in. I know you have a wife and kids, and because he's not married or has kids, so he's like, I know you like to live vicariously through me, so I want you to be able to watch where all I'm going in the world. Yeah, dude, I like any given day, like I could go to have lunch with him, we could be talking about business one day, and the next day I could check his location, he's in fucking Japan. I'm like,
Yeah, that's
that
a
must
thing.
be nice.
That's like a thing in this industry. Like, so many people are travelers in this. Like, they just like be traveling. I'll be like calling my people I work
Ryan
with.
moves around a lot.
Oh, my boss is one of them.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, my boss is one of them. He be in
Is he still doing-
Mexico, and then he be in
Yeah.
freaking somewhere else. I don't know. He's always traveling, and so are like a lot of my people that I work with. Like on a day-to-day basis, they just travel all the time. I'm like, must be nice.
Yeah, he tried to get me in his traveling pyramid
Oh
scheme.
yeah, he don't do that no more.
He didn't? Dude,
No.
what? So,
Heather took that.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
shit, he
started
lost-
it again. I just don't think he's like really put any
Yeah.
effort into it.
no,
I'm still in it.
and shout out Breezy, but before Ryan got into it, I got hit up by somebody else in the industry, and I hadn't talked to him in a minute, and he was like, "Hey, dude, there's an event going on like off of Sheridan at like 6:30. Like, you got to be there." And so in my head, like I call my wife. I'm like, "Hey, there's this thing. I don't know what it is. You want to go with me?" And she's like, hell yeah, let's go. So we think we're going to like some industry thing, and we get in there. There's a bunch of people in there, and I'm like, I don't recognize anybody. I'm like, this, usually like we'll see some people that
I heard about this.
dude. It was that. It was
that?
I was like 5 minutes into it. I was like, hold up.
It wasn't
Yeah,
the
they
same
tried to get
exact
me to
one, but
go
it was
to
something
the-
like that.
Well, and they wanted all their new members to
Yeah.
bring a friend
Yes.
to the
Yeah,
next
yeah.
one. So I was the fucking friend that he thought of to bring to
Yes.
this. And it was like,
Was this one of your real life friends, or like someone you know in the work industry only?
no, we work together.
LOL.
But he's a cool dude. He's an actual chef. Like, he makes insane.
cool.
He's got a barbecue sauce. Fuck. Oh my god, dude. I'm so sorry.
Billy Sims?
No, it's they sell it at the liquor store in Owasso off 116th, right next to Reese's, and it's got a cowboy on it. I'll get the name and I'll shout it out next time. Sorry, Breeze, but it's a fucking great barbecue sauce. But like, fuck you on that pyramid scheme thing, because it was a solid hour, and I'm very. Like he said, we're salesmen, so I hear the bullshit
You knew right off the
immediately.
gate, yeah.
Dude, last week
It reminds me of your. I was about to
Bro.
say, you gotta tell him. Tell him about the extras.
on Facebook,
This is great.
I get I'm scrolling and I see this thing that Tulsa King is looking for extras, and it was like, apply here. And so I hit it, and Facebook has all my information. So it was it took 5 seconds for me to submit an application into this. And the company, they're called like 9 something, but so I get an email that's saying, hey, we want to interview you. We want to do like a video audition.
Okay.
And so my first instinct is, I'm like, this is bullshit. Like, this is not real, right? And so then I respond back, and I tell them like my availability, and so they're like, cool, we'll schedule you for, it was like Tuesday or Wednesday at 4:00. And I'm sitting, and then like they gave me their phone number. They're like, if you have any questions, I'm like, holy shit, this is real. And so I call him, and I'm like, dude, and we had a busy day, and I I had it worked out to where I was going to be on a long stretch drive back, like, and do the audition while I was driving. And so, I mean, I like hurry up and get to this customer right before it. I go back to my car, I change my clothes, do my, like, ridiculous, right? I'm like, all right, I'm going to be on fucking TV. And like, I wasn't like, I'm not an actor. I would never want to be an actor. Like I'm too anxious. Like there's no way. But
I could totally do it.
I could be an extra that didn't say anything. I could do that. And so I was like, that'd be like a kind of cool thing to say.
Right.
And on top of that, for the podcast, I was like, this would be cool content, right? So I get into this thing and it starts a couple minutes late, but I realize it's like a group audition. And there's a bunch of people in it, and we're on Zoom. And this lady, she comes on, and I recorded I was on there for about an hour, and she literally spends the first 45 minutes talking about the industry, talking about their company, talking about the different projects that are coming out, and so
left out a few details here and there.
Yeah, well, and about 10 minutes into it, I start. I'm like, oh, dude, this is bullshit. Mm-hmm. This is a scam. And it was, I mean, honestly, like it's, number one, it's not illegal what they're doing.
Right.
And it's in a fucked up way. It's like kind of genius because I watched them make so much money, but they never mentioned money at all throughout the whole process. Right. Mm-hmm. And the way they tee it up is they tell you all these cool things that you get by messing with them. And then they're like, okay, check it out because we have so many people. I've got our team of auditioners, like whoever's going to put on the audition. They're waiting on standby right now. I'm going to share this link, and we just need your information and a little bit about what you're wanting to do, whether it's modeling, acting, movies, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then once you submit that, I'll see it, and then I'll send you over to do your audition. So, all right, guys, you guys got this, like, and so
talking you up and everything.
Oh, and I'm so, and it's funny because I did a screen record while I was doing all this, and you can watch me, like I watched myself. I was like, you fucking idiot, but I filled the thing out, and at the very bottom it was like like credit card information, and then it's like $100 now, and then $40 every 2 weeks subscription to be a part of them. And I like you could see me like filling shit out and then getting there and being like, what the fuck is it? Like I stopped and I was like, God dang it.
They got me.
I'm like, this is a bullshit. Like,
tell them how it actually like worked. Like you.
No, dude, I watched so many people pay that. Yeah, I mean, they were making $100 per person.
Crazy.
Ton of people on there, and I never made it past that because I was like, oh, this is crazy. But I watched it for a while longer, and I was just like, man, this is fucking wild.
Yeah,
but
that is crazy.
The company, because I looked into it, like literally on the phone, I jumped out and started Googling the company, which I should have done in the first place. But they are known within the industry as being like a scam company. And they send you to auditions that are already open free auditions.
Yeah, they're already free. Like, you don't have to pay to go. They just, you subscribe to them, and they, like,
help
send you to it and, give you pointers and shit. It's like,
wow.
Right. They're essentially like a non-contracted, like, agent.
Gotcha.
But everything that they provide you are things you could just do yourself.
Yep.
Right.
If you
Google. Yeah, use
right.
Google. Right.
You could, like, ChatGPT would be more helpful than what they're doing. But
and it would cost significantly less. It's $20 a month to have the premium ChatGPT.
Dude.
Like, yeah.
And they were smart about it because the lady like who did the interview thing, I mean, she was gorgeous. Like, she had like lip filler. She had,
excuse me, Shane?
I mean, she was like, she was like a blonde Hollywood.
Zoe, clip that, please. Cameron,
she knows what's up.
Wow.
She knows what's up. Okay. No, and that was
too, Zoe.
That was the worst part too, because she like texted me right before it, and she's like, "You've got this. I know you're gonna do great." And I'm like,
"Damn it!"
I'm like, 9, you made me look like a fool. Because then I had to go back and tell her that it was all horse shit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tulsa King isn't even doing it in Oklahoma anymore.
That's what's what's funny. When I told him, I said, hey, bro, I looked this up, and I don't see any extras in Tulsa. The only people that Tulsa Kings want extras for is in Atlanta, Georgia. Mm-hmm. And he was like, but because here's the thing. We're both I'll just say it like we're pessimists, right? We are.
Well, and I got boomered.
We like to say we're realists, right? But we're definitely pessimists. He was already like, because I was like, bro, send me the link. I want to do it. Like, I want to be a freaking extra. How badass that'd be if we were in an extra together. And so the whole time he's like, gives me like, not a whole lot of info. Then he finally calls me and tells me like, send an email to this person. The whole time I was like, this motherfucker don't want me to be. He wants to steal all the thunder. But he had said to me on the phone
Fame
before,
was already destroying us.
Let me get through this interview. And let's see. He was like, because he's like, I don't know, man. I just want to make sure it's not bullshit.
Right.
And that's when he said that, it made me like, hold on, let me look this up. And so I didn't like uncover it, but I did notice like they're only asking for extras in Georgia. And like I searched for a few good minutes.
He didn't like the weather here.
Yeah,
he got too hot.
Well, dead ass, really.
Yeah, that's why I can't remember what his name is. Is like
Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, Rocky.
He like couldn't make it through because I'm from Miami, Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. That's like where I'm from. I went to high school and stuff, and
it's a big city.
Yeah. Of crackheads. But
shout out.
Yeah. But in Commerce, there's a little town, Commerce. He filmed there and he did like autographs and all that. And this was like for the first season and stuff. A lot of people I know got pictures with him and got to like, I had already lived here at that point. But
right.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people got to meet him and stuff. But cool. He couldn't make the weather.
That's
said it was too humid.
Oklahoma weather does suck.
I mean, dude, it sucks. Like our summer was real hot. We got up to triple digits, and now we're looking at potentially a winter apocalypse and low single to potentially negative degree weather. It's like,
bro,
what?
2 weeks ago, it was
supposed to have all this.
Was 80 degrees.
Straight up.
80
Christmas.
degrees. Christmas Day.
Is a bummer. No, Oklahoma weather like I read a thing that it's like shifting, like that we're slowly moving out of the like tornado alley. Like
really?
Yeah. Like we're.
I'll be happy.
Where that is like shifting to more like Tennessee, like I guess area, but
R.I.P. Nashville.
It's
hilarious. So it's we've been on for a little bit. We should talk about some of the events that are coming up. You have more info.
No, D, tell us about Best of Grass.
Yes.
And what's going on.
Yes.
Best in Grass.
Best in Grass.
Best in Grass.
Yes. Ingrass.
.io.
It's a competition. So there's a bunch of big brands. I don't even know all of them off the top of my head, but there's a bunch of them. We entered in as well. They sent out kits in October, I believe.
Okay.
And they went through October into December 28th, I think, is when the kits stopped.
Okay.
And they had to be like turned in. So they had like Best Indica, Sativa, Hybrid, Best Infused Pre-Roll, Best Non-Infused Pre-Roll, Best Solventless Pre-Roll.
Submit?
So we did Best Non-Infused, Best Infused, Best Solventless, and Best Indica Flower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, and we chase a lot of squirrels. We get sidetracked a lot, but I meant to say that earlier. I think one of the reasons why some of y'all's like products I think are like legitimately really good is because you use a really good starting material on some of that stuff.
Oh yeah,
bro. Operation Grow Flower is fire.
Yes.
And it's like a very like to me it's always been like real low key. Like it's not like this brand that you see billboarded everywhere, and then I see this shit and I'm like, damn, this is some heat fuego.
Yeah, Sheldon, he's our grower, and he is a badass.
Yeah, he knows what the hell he's doing.
He really does, and he does.
Boy, Shelly boy.
He puts out great flour, and we use that. So like all of our Dank rolls start with his material.
Yeah.
And then like sense. A lot of our VIP rolls as well start with his flour, and then all of our red eyes are his flour. So we're pretty much
try those red eyes then.
Yeah. It's really just his full flour pre-roll his full flour into a pre-roll.
And it's legit flour. You're not calling it
Nope.
flour and making it trim. You've already got a trim.
It's
You know,
literally-
everybody's got a trim pre-roll.
It's not bee buds or anything. It's
Right.
legit
That's the
his
shit.
flour that I take, I grind it up, and I put it. There's no additives. There's no nothing.
Love
It's
it.
literally just
Fire.
a full flour pre-roll. And they test great. You know what I mean?
And do you know off the top of your head, like, obviously you guys sell your whole line at the Dank Banq stores. There's a Dank Banq in Owasso.
Yep.
There's a Dank Banq in
There's
Glenpool.
2 in Glenpool.
There's 2 in Glenpool now.
Yep, they're
Oh,
right
the new
across the
location.
street. They're right across the street from each other.
Yeah, okay.
Because of they put that bridge in, and you can't. It's hell trying to get back and forth. So we just put one on each side of the highway.
I feel like did that little overpass thing, did that actually help with the traffic situation?
I mean, yes, the
Did it?
through
It's badass.
Is it?
traffic, 100%.
but not the local in town.
No, because it's hard. You can't get to that shopping center now.
Mm-hmm.
So our Casper location, I call it the Casper, but the main one, that location, you know, it's not taking a hit necessarily, but we're definitely seeing a lot less traffic.
yeah.
It's just hard to get into. But everything, because we did one right across the street, it's made up for the fact that the
Right.
people that aren't going to that one are going to the other one. So
You almost
It's-
have to count them as one.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
So we're
like
pretty
that
much
would-
just doing like we were, you know. But it helped out a lot. And then we also have Shirley Jeans, which is in Woodward.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I was like, sure.
And then we did have Jambos, but it was part of that Obion bull crap. Yep. It was 2 days. We were 2 days behind. And we got
it.
they
That
got
sucks,
us.
man.
So yeah, that sucks. Which
That store was so dope.
yeah.
Like, it was a bad location as far as,
Right.
like, it was a good location.
Me and
it was
you
bad
spent-
frontage because you
100%.
couldn't see the store really from the street unless you were going north on Memorial. That was the only thing that sucked about it. But dude, before Ryan had taken that over, back when Bo and oh my god, I'm drawing
His
a blank
wife.
on his wife's name.
Yeah, I just know Bo's name.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Anyways,
they made it because they go to Aruba.
Aruba.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
they had different, at first we had it like they had it, where, you know, there was 3 different rooms and they were all set up the exact same way, so it was more personable, you
You
know?
just
Yeah.
don't have enough foot traffic.
Right,
to justify
exactly.
That was the thing. When he made it, it made sense. Like there was, the industry was killing it. But it took him a long time to get up and going anyway. And I remember because we and him both worked at different companies. Actually, he didn't even work at that. That's how long ago it was, Dan, because that was when I was with Redbud. And he wasn't even at Redbud yet. He was still with
No, I
Keith
sold
Cola
and
Gold Rush.
a lot of Keef to those guys.
Yes.
And
Dude, I remember I stocked them up. Like, you know, back in those days, like Redbud, it was it wasn't like a brand like Big Country or Country Cannabis or Rove. Like, it was a smaller brand, right?
It was one of the first brands I knew.
Yeah, well, yeah,
honestly.
you guys had them in there. That's how
Yeah.
we got acquainted. I forgot. Yeah, that's right. I was friends with all of them, and then I introduced them to you, right, Shane?
right.
Yeah.
He gets some
Shout out, Steve.
But no, so I rolled in there and I seen it because they had like the sign or whatever, and I roll in there and I'm like looking in the window, nobody was there, and I was like, that's a badass little dispensary. And just find out they were just now getting it up and running. And so Bo had placed an order, and like typically when a new store comes in, like especially for like, you know, they want to save a lot of their money for like the big brands that everybody wants, right? But I remember our first like meeting, he drops a $13,000 order for a small brand like me. That was incredible, right?
Right.
So I'm like, oh shit. And then I asked him like, man, why such a big order? And he's like, well, I've got 5 dispensaries. I have 7. I couldn't have 7. I'm only going to start with 5 because, you know, we want to let it build up first. But he's like, the idea is that when you go to a dispensary, you know, especially if you're somebody who maybe has a little bit of anxiety, you don't want to feel like you're being rushed or there's people waiting on you or everybody's watching you. So you can go into a room and there's a bud tender in each room and you can take as long as you want. You're not holding up traffic. And, you know, take time, learn about products, blah, blah.
personable.
And I was like, bro, that is a phenomenal idea. But unfortunately, the industry, he got the rent was very high there because, you know, Gold's Gym, whatever it was, owns that building, you know, or the same tenants to Gold's Gym. It's a nice spot.
It is very nice.
It was very big, bigger than what he really needed. And it was right as the time the industry was like,
Well, and the problem kind of with that whole situation is most people have their dispensary that they shop at. Like most people aren't traveling across town to go to a dispensary. They've got a place that they like to go.
nobody lives in that area. Very few people live in that
area. The median
Oh, 100%.
income in that area is like 19,000 a year.
It's like $20,000
yeah,
a year.
it's because that was something I remember we looked that up just out of curiosity. We were like, dude, like. And then
it's a big shopping district, but there's only a couple little apartments around there. Other than that, there's not a lot of there's no houses within a mile, half a mile.
Well, it's a rough spot.
You have to bank on people just being out and about and being
Not
like,
to
oh,
mention-
here's a dispensary. Let me go try it out, you know?
Right.
Not to mention at that time, you had Dr. Z Leaf right across the street. You had Mango less than a half a mile away.
also a
And
Bodega
Essential
Boys.
Cannabis less than half a mile away.
Bodega Boys right down the road.
Yeah,
Right,
and then
right.
Connoisseur was not very far away. So there was several dispensaries that were rocking and were, I would say, not easy dispensaries to try to roll in and take their business.
No, their buying power, like 'cause they
stupid.
Well, and that's like to circle way back to like what you were saying on the mom and pop side. Like the mom and pops should be like the boutique. Like like if you're still around, like you're not gonna win on the cheap stuff
don't
game.
try to price
like,
war. It's not going to happen. You're going to
it's
lose.
not gonna work
every time.
But if you can build a brand and have quality products, then you're cooking with gas.
There are several grows in this state that are. There's some that will not sell to guys like Mango just because that's just not their thing, and there's some that they will never be on the radar of stores like Mango, but they still may have fire ass product, but maybe their whole harvest is 20 pounds, right? So, there's nothing they can do for a big store because those big stores want to buy enough for all the stores. So that's that's the boutique style. And man, I can personally attest some of the best flour. When they harvest it, they're only getting 3 or 4 pounds.
Right.
But that shit's fire. So that's the perfect way to look at it. If you're a small dispensary, that's what you want to. I mean, that's mom and pop small. That's what you want to go after. Don't try to, get Smokies and price them cheaper than Mango. That ain't gonna happen. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Well, you're fighting for
Fighting an
pennies.
uphill battle.
Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, there for a while, which I don't know. You can shed more light on this, but like it almost didn't make sense to make a flour pre-roll. Like for a
for a
period
while.
For the longest time,
Like,
yeah.
it
To be
was-
honest, it's still kind of a niche product. A lot of people don't really like. Nobody's really going into a dispensary and asking for a full flower pre-roll with no infusion.
Yeah.
Like it is what it is. It's sad because
people have bought so many that taste awful. They taste like families.
Most people associate pre-roll with budget. No matter what it says, it's trim. And I'm only buying a pre-roll because I probably don't have the money to buy, a decent amount of weed, but I want to smoke right now, and I get
they
it.
look at the numbers on the full flower and they're like, oh well, I'm not smoking at 25% pre-roll. You know what I mean? But it's like they're used to those infused prices.
They're like, give me that
or the
50.
infused numbers. You know what I mean?
25% flowers
It's
like,
great.
Yes,
Which is great,
Yeah.
but people don't. If it don't say 55% THC on it, they're like, I'll go get this one that's actually trim and distillate. You know what I mean? That tests at 55%. I'd rather have that than that full flower pre-roll. That's
get it.
Literally.
The industry
full flower.
definitely is, we're in Oklahoma, so there's a lack of education around the board,
100%.
but also, just in the industry. What do you do?
Well, and I think are people still doing pop-ups weekly? I feel like pop-ups
They
have kind of
really died down.
yeah, man.
Like,
Like
they have really died down because I used to go into Dank Bank once a week. I'd see a pop up in Dank Bank all the time.
Us,
You know what I mean?
We popped up there all the
Yeah.
time. We did pop-ups every week. We had a pop-up. At
Yeah.
least, almost every week we had a pop-up somewhere.
There
You
was a
know-
period of time where it was, I think, like every 2 weeks or at least once a month that we did a pop-up at Dank Bank. And then around that, we would do Mango. We do, everywhere. Like we had a massive pop-up at Jumbo's.
Yes.
It's-
Their launch party.
but that's where you educate people.
Yeah.
Like with the product that we were with Redbud, it was like it was a good product, and it needed somebody like us to tell the story, and like you educate people in those moments. Like we spent, I mean, so much time, because everybody gets a certain idea, like what you're saying right now. Like as soon as somebody would mention that like would tee up a good bud tender or a good salesperson to be like, yeah, I get what you're saying, but this is what you should be looking for. And then, but if you're not having pop-ups and you're not educating people, then nothing's going to change.
Right. We used to do pop-ups. We still do. Like, we try at least once a month on a Friday to go and do a pop-up at our stores, like our own stores, you know. It doesn't always happen just because we're so busy and we have a lot going on. But there was a time where we were going, like, all the time and doing pop-ups and stuff. And, you know, it's just not as... it's not as a norm anymore, like, for people to be doing pop-ups.
Well, like, I know a ton of brands have spent a lot of money in. If your pop-up is giving shit away, eventually you're like, man, what's the return on that? Like, it's but if you, because we did a pop-up where we didn't give anything away. Like, we would did give nothing away. It was more of like an experience in a like a hang or a conversation. And I mean, it would literally, you could see the numbers. If we did an all day podcast, like for the next week, things were burning through. But after like a week or two, that dies down. Right. And then so we literally reignite that flame every month and kind of keep like a base of people that were, you know, in love with it, felt connected to it. And there's a way to do it. It definitely needs the right person to pull it off, because you literally could spend almost no money and have a successful like brand building pop-up. Right.
The problem with us is we're such a small company, and I kind of wear a lot of hats. And so I don't have time to do pop-ups like I used to. You know what I mean? Like before, and I'm the only one that really knows how to do a pop-up like it needs to be done. You know what I mean?
You know the brand.
Right. I know it inside and out.
Got the history,
Right. Well, everything about that company I know because I built it. You know what I mean? Like,
we've all been to shows or events that you'll see, you can tell when somebody is like made to be there or, you know, paid whatever to be there. And then you can tell when it's the owner of the company standing there. Like there's people that'll play on their phone all day, or they'll even be like, yeah, no, you know, I don't know, you're just like a thing to read. Right. But then the owners, the people that like are trying to build this thing,
or the people that care about the brand,
they're grabbing people that, please come talk to me, let me show you this,
come try this. You like that? You know why that's so good? You know, this is why that's this texture. This is why blah blah blah. You know, yeah, no, 100%. I do kind of miss the pop-up days. Those were fun.
They were fun.
They're a lot of fun. I wish I could do them more, you know what I mean? I wish I had more time to do them, to be honest.
I always dreaded them, to be honest. Like, but it's because I'm socially awkward. But I would always like, and then dread it, and then get into it and be like, all right, this is great.
This is great.
This is awesome.
What other events do we have coming up?
So the Herbage Mag. Best in Grass is January 28th, Wednesday at the Enclave Event Center.
Enclave?
Where the PCA goes down time to time. So,
6 p.m. to 10 p.m.
And then the Herbage Mag event is the 31st. It's like an all-day event at the Deer Creek Lodge in the Arbuckle Mountains.
Damn.
It's a
trek.
It's a trek.
Trek.
Yeah. And I bet it's going to be real cold next weekend is when that is. But, yeah, man, I'm really bummed.
How far away is that?
A lot.
I mapped it last week because I literally didn't know this until last week. And then right before the show, I looked it up and I was like, oh, shit, it moved. It's like 3.5 hours away from sitting right here.
Dang, that's a 6-hour round trip.
Yeah, that's a day.
That's a day.
Well, and the way they're like selling it on the website is, it's not like it's not like a thing. It's like a hang. Like they're trying to get people to come
gotcha.
and actually spend.
It's an experience.
Right,
See,
right.
Best in Grass is a cocktail attire.
I seen that. I was
Yeah,
like, ooh,
yeah. Suit and tie dresses is what they
Okay.
said. It's like they bring you up on stage as like if you're winning like an Oscar or something. Like it's literally, I've watched videos and it's like legit. It's like very fancy. You know what I mean? Like
Pinky out type shit.
Did they have a
Yes,
category
yes.
for the us's of the world?
You know, I
Nobody
don't
likes
know.
us,
They
you know.
had so many categories. I'll have to send you guys the flyer. They had so many categories. Damn.
Is there a chance?
I'm so annoyed that event slipped by our radar and we didn't even know what was going on. And clearly people knew because there's big ass brands that are there.
Oh yeah,
Bro,
like
what if we're-
Nut
How the hell
that
Bros
happened?
is
What if
in
we
there.
win?
I know.
Oh shit, we're the people that should have known that. We screwed up.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But
Damn it.
what if we are on there? And what if
We're
we
not.
won?
We didn't.
You don't know this.
I know
like,
this.
It would be pretty.
I feel like someone would have told us.
It'd be rock and roll if we won and didn't even know about it. Like that'd be.
I'd be in my Let's Get Shamrocked shirt.
I'll have
Just
to
like,
show you the video
cocktail? Yeah.
that we made whenever, like, because they even made videos of all of us when we got there and dropped off our products.
Oh damn.
They made like videos of us like showing our products and stuff, and
That's
it shows all the brands that are in there. I'll have to show you
That's
guys
why
when
the
it's over.
check-in, because see, I went and because they're a customer of ours, Vice Capital or
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
710 Trading, so they're a customer of ours. They're one of our larger customers actually. And when they were, their facility was the drop-off
Yes,
location.
it was.
Bro, it was so fucking busy. I was like, I walked in to get samples. I'm like, damn.
Oh,
Like,
it
I-
was
so many people
intense.
From time to time, I drop off, Red Bulls to my customers. Well, that just happened to be a day where I rolled in there with some Red Bulls.
Did you bring 100?
And well, no. Here's the thing: I was going to take Red Bulls to another customer or two after that. I went in there and I gave away all my Red Bulls. I had to go back out of the car and get the rest and come back in and bring them out because just the 710 employees, there were so many people there.
Yes.
I was like, I don't like to bring Red Bulls, for a couple employees. Like I want to bring for everybody.
Right.
Yeah, I gave a whole $100 worth of Red Bulls, and I'm pretty sure I missed a few people.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
It
a lot
was
of people there.
insane. I was there for
Line
a while.
out the door, brands. I was like, damn,
Oh,
there's a
yeah.
lot of brands. Yeah, it was crazy.
It was a very intense day for drop off for sure.
So, Herbage Mag, Best in Grass. I think that's it
That's
on the
it for
events.
the immediate future.
So, as far as the controlled burn, I'm like, I don't even want to say it. No. Next week, allegedly, we have John Kumbis with JKJ. Here's what happens. If he is unable to make it this time because he's busy, I'm going to go pay whoever his biggest competitor is to have them come on the show. And we're just going to talk shit about John the whole time.
We're gonna have the Bernie X dox him.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
Doc,
right?
like
dox. Isn't that what the
Docs? Okay.
Isn't that where you
Not docking.
You send them to like
Okay.
shit on them over and over.
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
JKJ.
yeah. Okay, I got
Hit
you.
my
I'm
dog,
tracking.
or-
Yeah, for that's like the computer internet, like doxing. Yeah, okay.
We're old.
I thought you were talking about like docking, like swords.
I mean,
sleeves. Never mind.
there's a way.
Just Urban Dictionary docking, and you'll understand
Like
what I thought you were
Chinese
talking about. Nah,
finger trap?
No, Chinese people. Well, yeah, kind of actually. Chinese finger trap. There you
I
go.
feel like I was tracking.
You're right.
All
You're
right,
not wrong.
D. Let everybody know how they can get a hold of you and place an order.
Yeah. So you guys can call me.
Call
Can I
me,
put my
beat
phone
me if you
number?
want to reach me. I would.
That's up to you.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
here's the thing.
that's
Put
your
your cell on there. You
Call
can.
me at 918-998-5000.
She
Pretty
said, "Bang
easy
my
number.
line, cuh."
Yeah. You guys can hit me up. I'm the main person that you could put in orders with.
The
I'm the one you
HBIC.
guys want to talk to for sure. I'm the
sure.
one that can make all the deals.
Yeah.
The deals happen.
Come on.
So
Hell yeah.
yeah, hit me up.
Call D.
Yeah.
Don't call Ryan. Don't call your other rep. They suck. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Just
call
kidding.
me. Call me.
And that's very impressive processing, powered by Banq, and you suck.
Yeah,
Vapes.
go check out their stores too. If you've never been to Banq, you should go. I personally, I know Owaso's popping. I like the Glenpool store. 'Cause that's
Glenpool's an
where I
OG
always
store.
went.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I hear the Owaso store is super cool, and a lot of people go there. But I like Glenpool.
Yeah, Owasso and Glenpool are definitely our two number one stores for sure. I love just the way they're set up and the people there. They're awesome as well. Also, if you want to try any of my product, Banq has every single thing I make. So just ask the bud tender about VIP, and they'll tell you all about us.
And you'll get the best pricing at Dank Bank dispensaries.
100%.
Facts.
Yes.
Yes.
You got anything else?
Yeah, after next week, John Kumbis will be on. And then the following week after that, we will have Nick, and there's another guy, and I'm escaping his name because I don't have my tablet, but Red Billy. Anybody ever heard Red Billy? Red Billy is, everybody's heard Red Billy, surely, but Red Billy will be on. Red Billy Brands will be on the show, so looking forward to that one. They're fairly new to us, and so I'm really excited because
Putting the feelers out.
I haven't I don't know a whole lot about the brand, and I'm pretty excited because yeah, man, like so this guy calls me, and he's got a dispensary, and he's got a question about a product, not like a personal question about the product, but like he just has a few questions about a product type. And super common, dispensaries call us all the time and ask questions, right? But we just got to talking, and now we've talked, 2 days in a row for an hour plus each time. Oh, funny. Look, it's like I summoned him. He's calling me. And you know what? That's a fuck you button for him, right? I'm just kidding, John. I'll call you right back. No, I'm just kidding. No, but, and so we just got to talking, and then he was telling me, he's like, yeah, he was like, well, we also have a brand. And I was like, oh, dope. What's your brand? And he's like, Red Billy. And I was like, I've heard of that. And he was like, yeah. And so I started talking, and he was, so
where are they out of?
They're
Which direction?
not super far from Tulsa. It's closer. I know they're closer to Tulsa than they are to Oklahoma City. I feel like it's over yonder.
Gotcha.
It's like not in Tulsa, but it's like, I think he said Tulsa's like 45 minutes to an hour because Oklahoma City's further. So that's why the testing lab they're using now is closer to Oklahoma City. So they're going to drop samples and try us out. And then I invited him. I was like, man, you guys want to come on the podcast? I would love to, talk to dope brands. And he's like, yeah, man. So set it up for the following Wednesday, not next week, but the following. So I'm pretty excited. February the 4th.
Nice.
We have open communication with another pretty cool guest that it's different. It's different. We're
Don't do it.
Kava. That's all I'm gonna say. Kava.
Kava is the plant. Kava.
Yeah, the plant kava,
not the delicious Mediterranean restaurant.
No, kava with a K.
Yeah.
Kava with a
K.
K. Kava with a C.
I say, man, if we get kava with a C on
bread.
here, they better bring some dope ass food. I'm just saying, I love me some Mediterranean food. But yeah, so they'll be on, and I think in true form, in true fashion, I think we should end it with a trivia question. But I'm gonna throw you guys a curveball today, and this one's coming from the dome. I don't even have to look it up. So I'm trying to think how to word it. It's not cannabis related though. It's just pop culture, we'll say.
I'm ready.
Taylor Swift was having an interview recently. I saw this on Facebook today. But she informed the world in this interview that when she bathes / showers, there's one part of her body that she does not wash. What is that part?
I bet you it's her legs and feet. A lot of people do that.
Well, the next thing I will add, the hint I will have, is that apparently it is something that Travis Kelce likes very much on her body. That's all I'll say. Leave it there. I'm going to need a final answer from both of you.
Her elbows.
Okay. I don't feel like that's a real answer, but you know what? What are you going with, D?
Safe.
I don't know. I'm thinking belly button or like feet for sure.
Both of those would be batshit crazy though.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But it's like famous people are weird.
Yeah, facts. No, I agree.
So,
all right. That's your answer?
I'm gonna say
you're going to give me a real answer?
armpits.
Armpits. Okay, that's a good one. That's good, dude.
Armpits.
that is a good one.
You're dead ass wrong, but that's good.
It's
and you're locking in
I'm gonna lock in with feet, man.
feet. Okay. All right. You're both wrong.
Damn.
But I'm going to give the point to her because she actually said it first.
Belly button?
Nope.
Oh.
Legs. You said legs and feet.
Yeah.
She doesn't wash her legs when she bathes / showers because she said, it was funny, like I didn't get to see the clip, but I kind of read the caption of it because she said, well, I mean, I do, but I don't. I shave my legs every time I take a shower, and isn't there soap on the razor? Like, doesn't that count? And
You're
which
scraping the nasty
Ellen
off.
DeGeneres was like, I think that's cool, but kind of thing, basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I was like, here's the thing. It was a clickbait that totally got me. I was
Yeah.
like, what? What the hell does Taylor Swift not wash on her body?
I mean,
That's disgusting.
to be-
And then when I read it, I was like, okay. That's a little clickbaity, but
Yeah.
I thought it was like, you know what? That's going to be a good trivia question for tonight.
The mid leg area definitely gets the least amount of love
for sure.
when
Yeah.
it comes to the scrub. You know
But
what I mean?
I thought was really funny is I hit y'all with the same clickbait to throw you off that they hit me with because it literally said, like, once you opened it, it was like, and it's one of Travis's favorite parts of her body. And I was like,
They
you
don't
don't
know
watch her
that.
coochie?
Yeah, for real.
And then, you know, obviously, like, that's where they wanted the brain to go.
Yeah.
And, you know, they
That
got
was
me.
where my brain went. First,
That was where
but
my brain went
not
immediately.
about
I
to
was
say
like,
that.
no shot, bro. Like, no shot. Yeah.
That's funny.
No. So she definitely does wash all that. She washes her nether yay and you know, all that. And her feet and belly button, thank God. But yeah, no, the legs.
It's a thing for people not to wash their legs and feet.
Well,
That's
apparently,
the thing
like,
because people say it washes when the soap and water runs
Bro,
down you.
I guess
that
the
it
audience kind of like made her feel like
Yeah.
she wasn't alone
Hell.
in the not washing
a
her
lot
legs
of people
because
do
they shave their
that.
legs every time.
I've heard of that. Yeah,
No, if I don't wash my feet, like
same.
well,
I have
that's
to. I
it.
exfoliate
Hell no.
everywhere. Like I'm
I've
weird.
got
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
My feet sweat.
Well, yeah, but you're different.
Constantly.
You got like a sweating thing.
Yeah, like
He
it's-
sweats.
I'm a sweater.
Yeah.
But
There's a name for it. I looked it up and now I can't remember. It's like hydro something. It's
Yeah,
like
but it's
people
spelled.
I used to have that problem whenever I was younger.
Hydrosis.
I used to like sweat
Hydrosis.
really, really bad, and I had to wear like special deodorant and shit. It never worked, but
Yeah, yeah, it
still
don't-
had to wear it. I would wear like hoodies to like hide it because I was so self conscious about it.
Straight up.
you're
Yeah.
you're naming
Armpit-
Shane's life.
Yeah,
If
that
you-
was like me all through. It was like I don't know, somewhere like after having kids, it kind of fixed itself. But
No,
up
I
until then,
found,
I had a problem with it too.
What's the thing I get?
I never
It's-
struggled with it.
You buy it at Ulta, but it's like a charcoal bar of soap called like Space Bar or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Never heard of it.
It's crazy.
Does it work?
It works. It's fantastic. It's like a detox thing. Because
Okay.
here's the thing:
Right.
if I'm healthy and I'm working out and I'm living right, it's not that much of a problem. But you know, I do like McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
So it's
Guys, my name is Brandon Fountain, and I wash every part of my body every time I shower.
you don't wash
And-
your shins.
Yes, I do.
You do not scrub your shins. You don't gotta lie on the controlled
Definitely
burn.
scrub my shins. That's my legs.
But I am
scrub
also Shane Davis, and I don't wash my shins. And we,
old dirty ass shin boy. We're at the controlled burn, so you should come next week and come back and see us again.
thank you for being a guest
Thank you
today.
for coming,
Yes,
D.
We
thank you
appreciate
for having
it.
me, guys. Had
Hell
fun.
yeah.
You're dope. Thanks for coming, and this was fun.
We out.
Yes.
And wash your legs when you shower tonight, okay?
Yeah.
All right, goodbye. We're out.